All right, this is Karia again, and I have another video for you today. I am super excited, and I hope that I sound a little different today because thanks to you guys, the fans, and you know, usually I talk about this stuff at the end of the video, but today I'm going to talk about it at the start of the video just because it's so amazing. So normally, I film it. In the past, when I first started doing this channel, I filmed all my videos on the floor with just my cell phone and a inexpensive sort of cell phone tripod. I think I paid like $10 for it. And that's how I film my videos pretty much from the time I started, and later on, thanks to the fans, I got a fancier tripod, but for the most part, I was still filming on my floor with my tripod. So what I ended up doing was I set up a GoFundMe, which I got a lot of flack for, but I also got a lot of support from real fans who were more than happy to help out. And the GoFundMe is over now, but there's still coffee, and there's a link to coffee down in the description below. And what they helped me do was to purchase this fancy table that I have here, and to also purchase a real professional mic so that I'm not yelling into the phone anymore. And I finally got, thanks to some really amazing fans who purchased for me the $40 cord to connect my phone to USB, the cord to power the phone, like all the stuff that you guys paid for, including, hold on, let me see if I can show you without too much hassle, including this. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right there. This right here is a little, like, it's a little mic stand. You guys can't really see it, but it controls the mic, and it lets, it doesn't control the mic, but it lets the mic hang overhead so that I have an overhead mic set up. Hold on, you can guys still see. Okay, that's a little bit better. So I have an overhead mic set up, which is amazing. And I'm so thankful to you guys for that, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for that. I may talk about this in a few more videos in the beginning, as opposed to the end, just because I'm so humbled by it and I want everybody to see it. So if I talk about this again in another video, I do apologize, but I do want you guys to see it. And I do want you guys to know that I appreciate everything that you've done for me and how you guys have helped me grow and how you guys have been so supportive. I really appreciate all that you guys have done for me. So I'm really, really humbled and proud, and thank you guys so much for that. Anyway, all right, so I've been talking for 3 minutes and we haven't gotten started to the video yet. So if you guys still want to support the channel, and I still need support obviously for other things that come up, and for just day-to-day expenses on the channel, there's a Patreon. And I gotta be honest with you guys, Patreon is really for people who just want to support the channel. I can't offer you amazing rewards like other people offer you, you know, other than getting a mention. Definitely want to mention Miles Justice, who's been so supportive of the channel from the beginning. So other than getting a mention, I can't really offer you anything, but if you guys want to support the channel on an ongoing basis, do it. All right, let's just get started. All right, so speaking of support from fans, this is from my fairy godmother, who's the moderator of the Facebook group. There should be a link to the Facebook group down in the social media section of the description, so you guys can go to the social media section and join the Facebook group. And I share my progress and my, like, you know, what I'm working on that day or whatever on the Facebook group. So so I'll be sharing that anyway. So from my fairy godmother Laura, she sent me this, and I'm so excited. All right, let's get started because I've been going on for so long. And I got a pop filter, so there's like a popping sound. Let me know, because I got a pop filter and I couldn't figure out how to set it up. So I'm not using the pop filter, but if you guys hear some popping sounds or anything like that, let me know and I will try to figure out another way to set up the pop filter. All right, seriously, sorry. All right, so let's get started. So this is a book called Serene, which I saw on somebody else's channel, and I can't remember who, and I apologize for that, but this looks really amazing, and I was like, okay, this looks really cool. And Laura had been recommending this to me for a while, and I was kind of like, whatever, but then I saw it on somebody else's channel and I was like, okay, this does look really cool. So so I put it on my Amazon wish list, and she got it for me, which is amazing. So so this book is not available necessarily in the US. I think it's an international import, and I think it's like it's over $30. So this is by far the previous most expensive coloring book that I had was the deluxe edition. Was the deluxe edition of the Animal Kingdom, which was like $25, and this is like 30 over $30. I think like between $31 and $38. But it's really, really good. And it has the thickest paper I've ever seen in any coloring book. Let me show you. Hold on. Let me show you. This is here. So what this is it's a huge book with a bunch of pages, and we're going to go through the pages one by one. Don't worry about that. But this huge book, and then let me show you how thick this paper is so you guys can see, because I think it's easy to say it's a thick paper, but to show you, hold on, let's see if this will focus. All right, I'm having trouble getting it to focus, but hopefully you guys can hear. That's like almost cardstock thick. That's like really thick paper. And thick, you know, you can have, I'll talk about this in a future video, but you can have thick paper that doesn't take watercolor very well, and being able to take watercolor aren't necessarily the same, but this takes watercolor so well. So what I did, this is from my little pocket palette, and I did a video on the pocket palette, and I'm doing a giveaway of the pocket palette, and there'll be a link up there to that giveaway from the pocket palette. And in addition to doing the giveaway for the pocket palette, I did this with the pocket palette just to show like what could be done with it. So I did all of this just with the pocket palette, and it's pretty amazing. I absolutely love this book. This is done with like all kinds of, this is a mix of, I think for most of these, I used a mix of colors from Daniel Smith and from Sennelier, and the Sennelier Ultramarine Deep and the Daniel Smith Burnt Sienna makes a beautiful like dark gray color that is by far my favorite gray that I've mixed up. So I've used that a lot for the background. I used, hopefully you guys can see in the close-up, I used Polychromos for the skin. It's not finished, but I'm working on doing that with the skin. I also used Polychromos for this little dark area here in the corner, and I'm going to put some blue Polychromos over this black Polychromos to give it just a little bit more structure. But I did this. This is done with multiple layers. I did like 2, 3, even 4 layers in some of the darkest areas of watercolor paint, and it took it really, really well. As you can see, I did the sky first, and I kind of messed up the sky, but I was like, you know what, I'm going to finish it. And I don't have very many books that I've done in order. If you look at Colors by Kat, and I'll give you a link to her Instagram page down in the description below. She's done an amazing job with her. She uses Inktense and Albrechter now. And she does a lot of books. It looks like she does them in order. And I almost never do books in order, but I'm going to do this one in order because it takes watercolor so well. And I can do the parts that I want to do in watercolor, and I can do the parts that I want to do in colored pencil. You can kind of see the colored pencil. Again, the skin is not finished now. Grayscale is not really my favorite. I'm going to show you more pictures. Grayscale is not really my favorite because I feel like, so say for example, I wanted to do her hair as light color hair. Because it's done in grayscale, that's a choice made for me. I can't do yellow over this as her hair. Like for example, if I wanted to do her hair blonde, I have to choose a dark color. So I'm not a huge fan of grayscale, but this has enough sort of like white areas that aren't grayscale that I can sort of work with this. I may skip this page. This page is a bit too grayscale for me. But anyway, the other thing is I think there's some mild semi-nudity or nudity in some of these pages, so if I didn't warn you before, I'm warning you now. I do apologize for that, but it's very highly detailed. I think the best thing about this page is not only the art. I'm so glad it takes watercolor, because something like this would take me too long to do, and with watercolor I can just like get it done and not even have to stress out about it. And then so something like this, you know, like it's really grayscale, but I will probably do a mixture of watercolor and colored pencil. I might do some Inktense and some Albrechter, but I think for the most part, this is going to be a watercolor colored pencil kind of book, which is great because I have a new watercolor series that I just started, and I'll give you a link to that. I think I'm going to make a playlist just for the watercolor series that I did, just like an introduction to watercolor. Learning watercolor and then using watercolor for your adult coloring books. As you can see, these pages are single-sided, which is great. These pages are big. I don't have the exact measurements on these pages, but they're big. I want to say they're at least 8 by 10, probably bigger. So that gives it a lot of really nice room for you guys if you guys like doing. I don't know if this would take marker. I feel like I feel like it would, obviously it would take marker, but I don't know if this is the best marker paper. And I'll do a video on that at some point, but there's never going to be paper that's perfect for every single medium, because different mediums have different requirements. So for example, if you have a paper that's perfect for markers, it's probably not going to be really good for colored pencil. So there's kind of a give and take. I know a lot of people want paper that's perfect for every medium, but that doesn't exist, and I don't think it can exist. Just because, like I said, some papers require different things. So this reminds me of Game of Thrones, by the way. Oh, and this first page, speaking of reminding you of this first page that I did this with the Wakanda theme, because we went to see Black Panther, and I almost never talk about mainstream movies because it's like it's too timely. If you come back and you watch this video like 2 years from now, I'm like, oh, she's still talking about. But Black Panther was amazing. We went to see it before. We're gonna go see it again. I don't know, and I might try to go see it a third time. I don't know, but I definitely want to pre-order the movie. The wife is like, you can't pre-order the movie this quickly. You have to wait. But I want to pre-order the movie, so I'll have to wait to pre-order the movie till later. But look at this art here, is so amazing. And I did decide that I was going to try to do as many pictures. This one is stunning. I've seen a few people do amazing things with this one. This one is really stunning. He has another book in the same style, but once again, that's the thing I don't like about grayscale. So if I wanted to make these like white pearls, I couldn't do it because somebody already. The other thing is, I've talked about this in the past, I really like to do my own shading. I don't mind if, you know, an author sort of does a little bit of if the artist does a little bit of sort of marking out where the shading should go, but when they do like this much of the shading, it's a little frustrating to me, because then it sort of dictates like what kind of thing I can do, where the light is coming from. So like if I wanted the light to be coming from a different angle, I'm sort of limited to by the shading that the artist has already done. And I know a lot of people really love grayscale. It's not really for me, but even though grayscale is not for me, I still am enjoying this book. I think we're getting to the nudity part. There's definitely some weirdness in this book. The art style here is a little weird. There's definitely like a couple of pictures that are sort of like, all right, I'm probably not gonna do that picture. You guys know me, I'm not a prude or anything, but I'm also not like, you know, super kinky in my art, because I feel like I'm going to be working on these pages for a long time. Okay, now I'm feeling embarrassed because I promised you guys there would be some nudity, and I'm not. Oh, here it is. There it is. I was going to say, I promised you guys there'd be some mild nudity, and I'm not seeing it. Here it is. This is some of the mild nudity. Like a lot of this stuff is not really, you know, like I'm not, you know, because I feel like I'm going to be staring at something for a long time. Like it's not necessarily going to be, you know, my style. But there are, you know, there are some breasts. So if you're into coloring breasts, you'll definitely can get some practice here. Most of the pictures are in a landscape style, but there's a couple of portraits. Hold on, this one is portrait style. Hold on, I gotta try to do this. Here you go. Okay. Yay. So sorry, I'm super excited. The other thing is I have to try to like keep my voice down, because now that I have a real mic, I can't be like yelling like I was before, because it's gonna show up in your ear, and you're gonna have, you know, an angry black lesbian, well, not angry, an excited black lesbian yelling in your ear, and nobody wants that. Like that's not what you want. Yeah, that's not really what you want. Okay, so she is definitely okay. Is it me, or is she? She's naked and pregnant, I think, or is it just no, that's this part here. I thought she was pregnant, but it's not. This is her stomach here. Okay. But anyway, yeah, this I'm not sure this is going to be a, you know, this is a book that's like a very specific kind of style. See, look at all that shading. So now the light has to come from this angle, from the angle that the artist decided it had to come, but I can't decide for myself which way I want the lighting to come from. So that's a little frustrating, and that's for me one of the things that I don't like about grayscale books and books like this, is that the shading is already done for you. But you know, at the end of the day, it's not too bad. You still get some sort of, you know, artistic control or say. And I also have way more wires behind me than I did before. So before I was literally just using the cell phone. It was like no wires. So now I have wires that I have to try to manage behind me. But it should all be worth it if the audio is as amazing. Is I will put in a clip at the end of this video. I'll put in a clip with like from when I was installing the mic and showing you. I'll put in 2 different clips so you guys can hear the difference with the mic. But you guys can also just go back and look at one of the previous videos and you guys can hear the difference with the mic. It definitely sounds better. It definitely sounds more professional. And I hope that there's not too much of that popping noise, because I could not figure out how to set up that pop filter. So if you guys are getting too much of that popping noise, let me know, and then I will try to set up that pop filter, because I don't know why I couldn't figure it out. But doing this is a little bit more complicated definitely than just having your cell phone, but I hope that it's worth it. And I want to thank you guys again so much for your support. And I just so appreciate it. Like I said, Patreon is really like a place that people can donate on a monthly basis. I can't say that I feel like, you get your $10 worth. I mean, the main thing that you get is you get videos in advance. When I can do them in advance, a lot of times I'll do them on the same day they go live, so it's not necessarily that big of a deal. But there is also the patron member chat, which I haven't done in a few weeks. It's supposed to be monthly. I haven't done, I think the last one was late January, so the next one is going to be coming up soon. I've been scheduling them for Sunday, and then something always comes up on Sunday and I can't do it, but I'm going to try to do it for this Sunday at 3. So if that's something that you guys want to do, then head over to Patreon, and for the member chat, we just sit there and we chat. But I think for this one, I'm going to try to do some kind of chat where you guys can actually see the mic, and do it that way. And maybe, and I'm always on camera for the member chat too. So some people talk about like I don't do enough like blogging type videos, or I don't do enough like talking about my life. When I do the patron chat, it's very much like I'm on camera and, we're talking stuff like that. So, but that's really it. So for people who support me on Patreon, it's really people who love what I do and who want to make sure that I keep doing it. And it does make a huge difference. I cannot tell you what a huge difference it makes for me psychologically, morally, but also in terms of actually getting things done, So we're going to do a video. I think the next video is going to be on the paints and the watercolor paints. And that definitely would not at all be possible without the patrons. So that's going to be a huge deal. But anyway, thank you guys again so much. And I really appreciate you guys for staying with me all the way to the end. Stay for the little mini clip of the difference in the audio. And then after that, there's going to be a clip of the cats. As always, because I know you guys like seeing the cats. All right. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. So there's a cord that goes from the mic, and this cord goes to the powered USB splitter by Anchor, and from the powered USB splitter it goes to the iPhone. It goes to the iPhone connector, and then this would connect to the iPhone. And then I also have, in addition to that, I have it going from this to a battery pack, just because this uses up so much, the mic uses up so much juice, that it would be like the videos that I could film would be super, uses up so much juice. But with the battery pack, I can add, I can add more time to my usage. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy a bigger battery pack. I think that holds like 3 times as much power as this one. Yes, it is. How come you have a sensitive stomach, huh? You threw up today, didn't you? Yes, you did. Oh. How come you got a sensitive tummy? Huh, buddy? Oh, who's your good buddy? Oh.